So as you can see, it's an Island Breeze. I bought this from Dick's Sporting Goods. I think the cooler was pretty terrible, so I had no problem getting rid of it. I cut very poorly a sight window in top. Now, mind you, I'm literally building this, or just got done building this, so I haven't even cleaned it up yet. This came from a Rubbermaid container that I just glued on there so I can see what was going on without opening it up. And I put ideal temperature, humidity that works for me. 65 is what I found worked the best for me in southern New Jersey. Different pressures, different atmospheres, or not atmospheres, but environments work differently. And out of a spray bottle, I found that one spray gave me approximately 5% humidity. So you'll see I drilled a hole and pulled the lamp cord out. Yes, I did splice it. I'll show you that later. But that just allowed for cleaner wiring. You open up the lid, and I've got a 100-watt halogen light in here. I'll tell you how that works in a minute. Here's a little fan, just enough to get the air blowing. This is, I bought this from Walmart for 10 bucks. It's the AccuRite temperature and humidity. I forget the technical term for it. It's not a hydrometer, but I'll put it in the bottom. Okay. Right here, that's my thermostat that comes up. And it goes through this board out the back of the cooler, and then it comes out over here to this receptacle. Now, I told you it's cold, so it's 52 degrees, but for egg hatching, you want it, what is it, 99.5, or no, 99 degrees to 102, but 99.5 is ideal. So I have it set to regulate 99 to 100 degrees, and that's plugged into my lamp, which is the 100-watt halogen light. Okay, now humidity, huge thing. A lot of people have different opinions. My personal opinion, I like to keep it at 65 degrees the whole way through. So with that, I built this false floor because the last time my eggs hatched, I didn't have this false floor, and they wound up right in my reservoir, which they drowned. So I felt terrible about that. So I put in these boards that give you, sorry it's dirty, about a 3-inch gap for a water reservoir, and none of it's sealed down, so that will theoretically keep my humidity where it needs to be, because I found if I kept 1 inch of water in the bottom of this, it stayed around 65% on the humidity scale. So I plan on, I'll have carton eggs here and a carton of eggs here to where I can fit 24 eggs in here. I don't expect all of them to hatch, you almost never do, but if I can get 15 to 20 out of the batch to hatch, that's a pretty good success rate. And I think I have, this was $7 fan off of Amazon, $10 for the humidity monitor. Don't count the cooler because I had that for years. $17 for the thermostat, and that's about all I have wrapped up into it. So we're talking $34. But I mean, I think it's a pretty snazzy DIY, do it yourself, and I'm sure you can find these parts cheaper. You can probably find them, some of them used, or you might have some of them laying around the house. You may not have the cooler, but you'll have the humidifier or the humidity meter. So that's how that works. So I'll put the eggs in. I bought a rooster. He's a Buff Orpington, just to make sure that my eggs are fertile. They're just a backyard batch, nothing fancy about them, but I'll put them in this spring, and I'll put footage of that up too. That's the easy part. Getting the incubator how I wanted it is the hard part, but I got it. So that's that. But placement of the thermostat is pretty important, because if you have it over here underneath the light, it's going to get hotter a lot faster, because this light naturally will sink down, and you're probably talking about, I'd have to venture to guess, 130, 140 degrees. But over here where your eggs are, or where they're going to be, it'll be cooler, so it regulates it a lot better for the eggs. And naturally the eggs over here will be hotter than the eggs over here. So this is the end that I'm not 100% confident on hatch, but we'll see. Oh, and the splice, just to show you my wiring in the back. I'm not an electrician, but it is safe. I just have a hole through the back of the cooler for the fan wire because that was huge. My lamp wire was already cut anyway, so all I did was connected them back together, wire nutted them, and I purposely left them uncovered just for this video so people can see that they are wire nutted. They're not just electrical taped. And then the thermostat goes through a little hole in the back.